Bow to beginner students. All right, so yeah, we'll continue our work learning the form. Before that, let's do a little breathing and relaxation to begin. Allow your eyes to close, and then soften the eyes so they're not closed. If you were watching, I think it went offline for a minute. Apologize for that. We're into our embracing horse. I think it stopped while I was still doing the breathing. But we got about a minute and a half left. If you need to come out of it earlier, that's all right. It's always okay, actually, to just come out of it for a second. Allow your muscles to reset, basically. Allow your mind and your breath to reset, and then get back into it. And don't feel bad about doing it. Often when you get back into it, you'll just kind of click into a slightly better one for some reason. Look for the same kind of breath. Feel the tucked pelvis supporting that breath. Feel that breath supporting the rest of the upper body. Check your shoulders and elbows for tension. See if you can feel the weight of the shoulders and elbows sink down a little bit without forcing it down. I think that's good. Release, straighten the legs, lower the hands. Circle the arms up, breathe in. Push palms down, breathe out. Okay, so let's get ready to review the first couple, three, depending on how you count it, 3 or 4 moves of our first section. And we'll review that a couple times, and then we will go move on from there. So get your feet pretty close together, hands relaxed by your sides. See, one person's back on, so sorry if that looked like the signal dropped and then came back. All right, so we're reviewing our first few moves. First time we go through it, I'm not going to give any instruction. Just see what happens, then we'll come back and review what actually the instruction was. Just say the names this time through. And begin, step left. Step left. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can say that. Commence. Ward off right.
Ward off right.
Ward off left. Okay, good. So hopefully that went well. Let's do it a couple more times and I'll say little details and see, check it against what you remember. First move is called step left, and that's pretty much what it does, but you sink down a little bit first, step out to the left, sink down a little bit more before you begin the commencement. Then on the commencement, allow the arms to float up, lead with the wrists. Fingers stretch, sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands down by the sides. Ward off right, turn to the right, pivot on the heel, form the circle with the arm right on top. Ward off left, shift to the right, release the left heel, sink down, step in with the left, step out, heel toe. Think of that double dragon's foot placement. Shift to the left, switch the hands, turn to the left, let the right toes turn in. At the end, the right palm is facing down, so but you still have a rounded, connected feeling in the arm. And the left arm also rounded, connected, like you have a dance partner. Ballroom dance partner. I know there's different kinds of dance. Reset. Let's do it a couple more times. If you got it perfectly, congratulations. Let's practice it anyway. Just lock it in perfectly. If you're not quite perfect yet, don't worry, that's more normal. And we'll just keep getting better as we run. Step left, sink. Step. Sink again. Commencement. Arms come up, floating, wrists, sinking. Ward off right, pivot, form the circle with the arms. And ward off left, shift. Release the other heel, step in, step out. Shift to the left, turn to the left. Turn the right toes. Very good, very good. One more time. Actually, this time try it on your own. See what you can do. See what you remember. I'll call the names out, and I have an example to watch in class, so hopefully my pace won't be too off of yours. And pretend I'm looking right at you. Step left. Commencement. Ward off right. Ward off. Very good, sir. Very good. Hope that went well at home. If something went off and you have questions, send them to me and I'll try to answer them. If you sent any last time, there's been a delay in message transmission and reading, so I might not have checked it yet. I apologize. I will check it. I will get to it. Are there any questions in here?
No, sir.
Very good. Okay. So let's go on. Let's start from that ward off left position and move forward. Ward off right sounds like the other ward off right. Our next move has the same name as the other move. It's not the same. It'll be a little different. And we may get to pull back, press, and push. Let's see what happens. Because those moves, you don't have to step, which makes them instantly easier, relatively. Let's practice getting into a good ward off left. We'll start with a shoulder width, like we were doing in bracing horse. Get a good angle here. Turn the right toes out 45 degrees. And then just step the left foot straight forward. Shift forward to a small lunge. Left arm rounded, right palm down. Make sure you feel 60% of your weight on the front leg compared to the back. Front leg bent, back leg pretty straight. So let's go very slowly through the next move called ward off right. Turn to the left, form a circle with the arms, left hand on top. You'll feel the right heel release maybe just by turning to the left. Sink down and step in with the left foot, and then step out, heel toe, towards what would be the seating area. If you're facing a screen, it's going to be the right wall from that. Shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in, switch the hands again. Now here we are, similarities to where we came from, but some differences too. One difference is we're on the other side of the body. Another difference is we're facing another way. The arms are similar, but the front arm's still rounded out like you have the dance partner. The back arm, the palm is forward. So it wouldn't be the symmetrical opposite of where we came from. It's a little different. Let's try to do that a couple more times. Very good, sir. See if you can get into your ward off left. And you know, sometimes it's okay to, not okay, it's even beneficial to kind of hold your postures for a second. Take a moment, like you were doing a bracing horse or something, to kind of look at all the details. See, like, is everything where I think it is? Ward off right. Turn to the left, form a circle with the arms, release the right heel, have the left hand on top. Sink down, step in with the right leg, step out, heel turn. Shift to the right, turn to the right. Switch the hands, turn the left toes in. And I didn't really talk about the feet before, but the right toes would point forward. Now your forward is to the right of where we started facing. The left toes would be pointed out 45 degrees from that angle. 60% of your weight on the new front leg, your right leg. And yeah, that's how it goes. Sometimes I get a question about the hips. The hips pretty much face the direction you're facing. Okay, let's reset and do that 2 more times. Turn to the left, release the right heel, form a circle with the arms left hand on top. Sink down, step in with the right, step out, heel toe. Shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in, switch sides. And once more. Ward off right, turn, release the heel, form the circle, sink, step in, step out, shift, turn, switch sides, turn the toe. And release. Yeah, very good. Cool. Okay, so let's do pretending like we were all in class together. I'll turn it around and pretend you were up at the front. Normally I wouldn't reverse it in the room because that's kind of confusing, but we're choosing our kind of confusion, or least confusing kind of confusion right now. So let's here's what it would look like from the front. I'll just do it without breaking it down as much. One more time, just for, I'll turn it a little bit, 45-degree angle. Which won't help so much for foot placement, but might help for some part of it that you can't see. I guess last I'll show you kind of the other side of it. Well, that's not too helpful. That's just moving away from you. Never mind. Okay. Do you have any questions about it?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So let's see. Let's break it down a little bit. If we were to analyze this, I'll keep it 180 just to try to be consistent like this. So the first thing would be turning, forming the circle with the arms. Feel that right heel release. You know, you don't want to overturn so your knee goes out, but see if you can get the waist to turn enough that you feel that right heel become light. Again, like before, don't come up to step in, sink down to step in. Like before, there's the step test. So try to, as little as possible to fall into it. Try to reach out like you were going to test some water you weren't sure of. Or I don't know if you were a kid and played the lava game or the quicksand. It's not exactly the same, but kind of like, don't want to commit yet. Okay, then I can go. And then, yeah, not a lot is really confusing in that. It's usually the foot position, like the old stepping onto a tightrope. That's the main thing that I'll see happen. So it'll feel like you're stepping, from our original angle, it'll feel like you're stepping back a little bit. And like, I say this too much maybe, but you want to avoid watching your feet. So trial and error it, try to get it to go to the right place, and then check it later and see if we can adjust. Anything else to say about ward off right? Not technically right now, I don't think so. We can say a lot about how to move and what sort of mind and body set to move with, and I think we will. Let's practice that move a little bit more. So from your ward off left. If you're just memorizing the move, then don't worry too much about the other stuff. Just let it go in, do it if you can, but don't, it can be too much at once. So pick your battles on Tai Chi. Before you begin, feel the shoulders and elbows relaxed. Relax through the hips too, almost like relaxing would tuck and sink you a little bit, just through letting go of what was holding you up. Turn to the left. Release the right heel. Sink down, step in. Do your step test, step out, heel toe. Shift the weight gradually like you're pouring water from one bucket to another. Turn the toes. And then hold here at the end for a moment. And here I might, if we were in class together, I might go around and, if you can even imagine the time, I might touch your elbow and shoulder and help you sort of feel it. Can't do that yet, but we can do other things. So again, feel relaxing in the shoulder and the elbow. If you were holding it up on its own, try to feel it sink down with its own weight and find some stability there. Feel the weight between the feet. Is it 60-40? Is it 50-50? 51-49? play with it a little bit, relax into the feet. The more you relax into the feet, the more you can accurately feel your weight. Check your breath. Are you holding it? Relax through the middle of the body, the waist. And release. Okay. So those are all. It takes more to say it than to just touch. But let's go one more time from ward off left to ward off right. Once with me, and then actually we'll do one more on your own. But begin. Turn. Step. Shift. Turn. Okay, reset one more time. And from your ward off left to ward off right, begin. It's okay, it's okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so just get as far as you can. If you got to the end, that's okay. Let's do it one more time together. I think that was enough time to get it, so, or enough time to do it. So, here we go. Turn to the left, form the circle. Sink, step in, step out. Shift to the right. Turn to the right, turn left towards it. There you go, yeah. Okay, cool. Shake it out. Let's switch gears for a second. We'll try some other new moves. Pull back, press, and push. If you don't have that one totally down yet, don't worry, we will get it. Let me know how it's going for you if you have any issues or problems. So, do you have any questions on it?
No, sir.
Cool. All right. Let's do it one more time. Is that too many times? Let's practice getting into the end of it, and then we'll do the next moves. So, similar to how we got into ward off left, here's how we get into ward off right. We'll face that wall we're going to face. Turn the left toes out 45 degrees. Step the right foot straight forward. Shift the weight forward. Right arm rounds out like you have the ballroom dance partner. Left palm is pointing forward in front of your body. It should feel like where you came from. Often it'll feel a little different because some slight variable is a little different getting into it from scratch. But it can be better because if you were off in some way in your previous move and didn't quite know it, this may be a more accurate starting position. So let's do pull back, press, and push. What, 3 moves? Sounds like a lot. It's okay. They're not as much technical. So pull back and press and push. First, turn to the right, left hand by right elbow. It's a small motion, not too big. Shift back, turn to the left, and then let the left hand circle down, back, and around, coming to meet the right wrist and support it. Oh, if you're still turning to the left a little bit, turn and face the front. Shift forward and press. Follow through, shift back, sink elbows, shift forward, push. That was pull back, press, and push. Let's do it a few more times and just keep the feet where they are. Put the arms back and ward off right. I'm going to move slightly for the camera just to give you different, facing the same direction but slightly different takes on it. Pull back, press, and push. Turn to the right, left hand by the right elbow. Shift back, turn to the left, circle the left hand down, back and around. Support the right wrist, turn to the front, shift forward, press. Follow through, shift back, sink elbows, shift forward, push. Yeah, let's do that one more time. As we do this, if your thighs are starting to speak up a little bit, like, hey, I'm not used to this, that's okay. You know, if you're holding your stance, you're kind of doing some Tai Chi work even if you're not moving through. Pull back, press, and push. Turn to the right. Left hand by right elbow. Shift back. Turn to the left. Let the left hand circle down, back, around. Support the right wrist. Turn to the front. Shift forward, press. Follow through. Shift back, sink elbows. Shift forward, push. Okay, release. Shake it out. Does it feel like we've done a lot today?
That's good. Can I ask, sir?
Please.
I haven't seen at the end of push much, but the arms aren't fully extended. It's kind of.
Great question. Yes, and when you relaxed them down into it, that was slightly more correct. Yeah, very good. So I'm going to repeat the question for the camera and rephrase it a little bit if you don't mind. But the question is basically, how straight are the arms? Is that a way to say what you're asking?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. So if you want to err on the side of caution, really sink the elbows. It may not be this much, right? If you want to really feel, well, I'll give you other advice. Try this. You could push the palms out all the way, extending as far as you can, and then from there, relax the elbow down, relax the shoulder down. And that's probably the best way actually to get them to be in the right place. But if you can't tell, there's a pretty significant bend to the elbows. So you can even, when you've done Tai Chi for a little while, you can even play this little game where you feel your alignment in the posture, and then you start taking your arms out a little farther, and you'll feel your balance start to tip forward of where you would want it to be safe. And you take them back in a little bit. And you're like, oh, okay. And no, too far. No. I don't. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Can I answer your question?
Yes, thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Good question. Hopefully that made sense via camera as well. If it didn't, guess what I'm going to say? Let me know. Ask me, and I'll answer it next class. Let's practice that a few more times. Actually, no. Observe it from the opposite angle. Just once or twice. I know you might not be able to see the hands. Were you able to see it all from that angle?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I would say the real common mistake is the press, where people will do their fingertips, and if you tried to press, it would actually hurt your wrist. So get the palm heel, you can see that, the palm heel connected just inside the wrist on the other side, and then round and connect through both arms. Even though they feel like, oh, one's kind of straighter, one's rounder. It's okay, round, connect through both. That's the press. Oh man, so we're just within the last minute or two of our basic training ending. So what do you say? We didn't get a lot of time to practice pullback, press, and push, so that means we'll cover it more next class. Let's spend this last time just practicing the whole thing that we learned together. If you don't understand part of pullback, press, and push, just do your best. And the thing you don't know will create a question in your mind to be answered. Go from the top. Let's call the names back. Step left.
Step left.
Commencement.
Commencement.
Ward off right.
Ward off right.
Ward off left.
Ward off left.
Ward off right.
Ward off right.
There you go. Pull back and press.
I pulled the wrong line.
It's all right. No, you had it. You had it. It's all right. We'll do it one more time. Just come at the end of press and then push. Good. Good. Okay, reset. Let's do it one more time. Step left.
Step left.
And you don't, no need to call back this time. Let's just allow ourselves to focus on the movement. Commencement. Feel the arms. Ward off right. The first one. Turn. One circle. Ward off left. Shift. Step. Shift. Turn. Ward off right. You're going to load up to the left a little bit before you step to the right. At the end of ward off right, you'll shift it forward. Good. For pull back, you're going to load up to the right just a little bit, then shift back and turn left. Very good. Press. Follow through. Shift back. Feel the hips sink. Shift forward. Any last questions, comments, or suggestions before we end our basic training?
Thank you, sir.
Very welcome. Okay, hope that went well for you at home. We will pick up right there next class. We might do a little review, but we're going to get right into the pull back, press, and push next class, and maybe even get a start on single whip. If you don't know single whip, it's just like a kind of cool, iconic Tai Chi move. So that's coming up soon. Let's bow out our basic training. We follow the 5 hearts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
That is Senior Head Instructor.
Thank you, sir. Bow to beginner students and anyone else watching at home. Basic training dismissed.